Right, welcome. It's time for us to talk sports on Global Television, and the big stories making the rounds is definitely what you're going to hear on Talk Sport on today's edition. Today is the third day of April 2024, and we intend to look at exciting stories from the big story in the Nigerian Premier Professional Football League, where two great rivals will be renewing their rivalry in no distant time. Today is the day where the MPFL will be taking action. Remember that we just crossed the international week, and so it meant matches were not played over the weekend because of the international week. But now Eyimba and Pillars, one from the southeast and one from the north, will be renewing their rivalry. Is one of the big talking points on today's edition. But we haven't started yet because I'm here to introduce my co-host, who is waiting in the wings like Kano Pillars, waiting for Eyimba for that tasty, crunch match.
Good morning, Mr. Anthony Momodu. It's always awesome, great to to be with you on Talk Sport, and it's actually going to be a brawl between. It's actually going to be a brawl. It's actually going to be a brawl between Eyimba and Kano Pillars. These are two giants, and the rivalry has been, there for long. The rivalry is actually older than some person's relationship right now. So we're just expecting to see and then have the best come out of that matchup.
All right, we know we'll be talking about some other exciting players. One player, Akpom, insists on Ajax stay and meets EPL interest. But the question would be, is he better off with Ajax, who we know are good at, developing youngsters into real stars and into full-time stardom? We'll be looking at that talking point. But for you, let's just kick into action. In terms of the rivalry between Eyimba and Kano Pillars, looking at the history of these two teams, Eyimba, remember from 2005 when they did back-to-back, 2004, 2005, 2006, where they had these back-to-back victories in the continent, and also they've constantly been in the top flight of Nigerian League. How do you see this rivalry playing out? How big is it? Who has more to lose in terms of this rivalry between Eyimba and Kano Pillars?
So this rivalry between Eyimba and Kano Pillars has been, like I said, it's older than some person's relationship, and and then who has more to lose? Eyimba like 45th has 45 points on the league table, and then the Kano Pillars are also coming up in they're around 41 points. So Kano Pillars now are fighting to get to a certain level which is on the table, so they can be closer or even knock down Eyimba a little bit down so that they can keep advancing and then get to contend for the championship. And then Eyimba now are striving to want to keep their bragging rights, because head to head Eyimba has been beaten have been beating Kano Pillars in just in the recent games that they've had. So who has more to lose? I think if Enyimba loses now, they have more. They are the one losing more because, one, their point is going to be dropped, and then they are still going to, drop down in the table, and then Kano Pillars would advance. So Kano Pillars have it to win if they get to win this match, and then Enyimba will be the ones at the losing end.
All right, let's. In terms of title, they've got 13 titles between these two teams. Enyimba has got 9, Pillars has got 4. Would that count when they meet today? Especially that in 23 games, Enyimba has won 10 and Pillars have triumphed 11 times, including the first leg of the season, while 2 other games have ended in draws.
So, your question again, please.
Let's look at in the games they've played. They've had they've got 13 titles between both teams.
Yes.
Enyimba has got
9 titles.
Pillars has gotten 4 titles, and in their previous 23 games that they've played, Enyimba won 10 of those games. Pillars have won 11 of those games. So looking at today's encounter, how do you see this panning out?
Like, it's given the fact that Kano Pillars are like leading them in head-to-head, but generally Enyimba are up there ahead of Kano Pillars in trophies and all. So now it's going to be a revenge for Enyimba, given the fact that they lost the last game, and then they want to come back to prove that yes, we are better than these guys, we are experienced than these guys, and we have more to lose. So the reason for just that singular fact that Enyimba has more to lose, it's more reason why they should bring out all the guns and then want to just play and dominate and win. If they don't come out with that mentality that they want to dominate and win the game, then Kano Pillars would leverage on the opportunity and win the game, and then also advance on the Premier League table.
Looking at the fact we just got 4 points between these two teams, is that going to count in today's encounter? Especially looking at who is playing at home. Yes,
it's obviously going to count because Kano Pillars now, if they get to win, they'll be having 44 points. While Enyimba has 45 points. That is just a point away from them. Kano Pillars might be having, I think, another game by the weekend or next week or so. If they get to win that matchup again, obviously they'll be having 47 points. And then they'll be second or third on the table, with the likes of they'll be having, they'll be going they'll be on the second or third on the Premier League table.
Because they're talking about Enyimba now?
No, talking about Kano Pillars. If they get to win 2 straight matches, that means they'll be having
6 points plus 41.
Yes, that's 47. So that will be keeping them I think on the second or third on the Premier League table. So now at the flip side, Enyimba has more to lose if they don't focus and then play this game very well to win. Because a draw wouldn't even do them good. It's just going to end at 1 more point.
All right, that's how big the rivalry is, and what we'll be expecting today when Enyimba trades tackle with Kano Pillars, and the other matches are scheduled across Nigeria today. Talking about the MPFL, which hopefully by the end of today we'll be giving you a result of matches that were played. All right, let's go to the game of table tennis. We've got the big story. WTT yet to pay my prize money. Lament Aruna Quadri. That's the big story making the rounds, that the WTT is yet to pay Aruna Quadri. Nigerian table tennis icon Aruna Quadri is not backing down on his heated standoff with the World Table Tennis over what he terms unjustifiable sanctions by the body. Earlier on Tuesday, the Fekel Gazom Orenburg player took a swipe at the WTTA, accusing the body of racism for slamming him with 2 rankings and monetary penalties in 2 months for not participating in the World Championship and the WTT Championship in Korea earlier this year. Apparently, miffed by the WTT's response to his Facebook outburst, insisting that those events were indeed mandatory, the 35-year-old responded even more aggressively in a statement, asserting they were not mandatory and asking why he shouldn't choose his club who pays his salary over WTT event. Let's look at this issue. Aruna Quadri is Nigeria's table tennis icon, no doubt.
Yeah.
African champion, world champion also. Shouldn't he be given more respect? Would you say Quadri is quite right that there's a smell of racism here?
Racism totally in sport is unacceptable, but the another aspect that is not acceptable is the fact that an athlete is going to win a certain competition and then his prize money is being withheld. It's not good, because this is what these athletes live on. This is what they feed their family on, and them winning competitions and not getting their pay is actually not good. So the body is now in charge of all of that, should pay attention to getting athletes their money. And about racism, racism is something that has been in sports for a while, and then it's been revamping, coming back again, and then it's causing, some certain kind of athletes and players to suffer when it's time for them to get paid or get the acknowledgement that they deserve. So Aruna Quadri coming out to speak out like this is actually the first time he's coming out to speak about issues like this, meaning it has been long going. It's not something that started today for him to come up and speak out. So the world tennis should focus and pay him what he deserves, because he actually worked hard for it and he earned it. He's a world champion, African's #1, and an icon in Nigeria. So he deserves every accolade, every benefit that comes with him winning and being the #1. He deserves everything because he has worked for it. So they should please pay him up, and so he can continue.
Does he's making a case here saying he had played some in the Doha Star Contender. He has also played the Goa Star Contender. He has won this event. He has not been paid, and yet he's been forced to even play more like the Korean event. Shouldn't the World Table Tennis body come into play, and shouldn't Nigerian the Ministry of Sports, the Table Tennis Federation, also be speaking out on his behalf as a way of protecting
his interests?
His interest, because he's presenting Nigeria.
True. Everybody that all hands needs to be on deck right now, starting from the sports minister, Minister John, and then other aspects, other bodies as well that need to come in hand and come into the picture. They need to all come into the picture so that to protect this guy's interests. Okay, you've not paid me for a job I did before, and then you're asking me to do another job. There is no how, okay, I'll do the job, you get the money. It's not that you won't get the money. Obviously, they'll be selling tickets and all. They'll be gaining revenue, and now you don't want to pay me for what I have done. There is no how he would even want to do that. Nobody will want to do that. So they need to come up and then pay him up for what he has done before so he can perform. He's actually, he's a brand name. Aruna Quadri is a brand name. He's not a small tennis player that it's just coming up. He shouldn't be having this conversation about payments with these guys. They are supposed to pay him. If, it's a Western person now, will they want to delay his payments? No. He has a certain point about the fact that he said it's kind of linked with racism, but we don't want to capitalize on that and then, say that is what it is. But we're hoping that the world tennis body should come into the picture, and then we're also clamoring for our Nigerian sports minister to also, get into the picture and see that Aruna Quadri gets what he actually deserves.
All right, we're hoping and pushing for Aruna Quadri to get paid for the tournament he has played and won, and the fact that we're looking at the issue of he's saying, does he have to leave the club that pays him to attend a competition where he would not be winning any prize money? So that's the case Aruna Quadri is making for himself. So we're hoping the sports minister, the Table Tennis Federation, would reach out to Aruna Quadri as a way of moral support to the iconic Nigerian table tennis star. All right, let's leave table tennis and go to the round-letter game. It's called football. And let's talk in female football. Let's tell you that 14 Super Falcons hit camp for South Africa clash ahead of the highly anticipated clash between Nigeria and South Africa for a spot at the women's football event of the 2024 Olympics in Paris. A section of fans have expressed concern over the Super Falcons' chances of qualifying for the event following a camp update from the team's social media handle. Let's let you know that two teams, arguably the best women's football squads on the African continent, We face off in a two-legged affair as they battle for one of the two tickets from Africa for the Paris 2024 Olympic women's football event. The first leg of the encounter will take place at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, on Friday, while the return leg is scheduled for the Loftus Varfield Arena in Pretoria 4 days later. Both sides have forged an intense rivalry over the years and have seen the toast are seen as the toast of Africa following the successes on the continent. But it's been South Africans who have won recent battles. Does this create some kind of fear in the Super Falcons that, okay, this team is like our nemesis? And also knowing that some players, Nigerian players, are already been injured. Bayana beat Nigeria in the last two meetings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bayana beat Nigeria in the last two meetings. That's the Super Falcons, beating the Super Falcons in the last two meetings in crucial matches.
Yeah, talking about the 2022 WAFCON and also yes, the Aisha Buhari Cup in Lagos.
Yes. Yeah. So these are like two crucial games that, Super Falcons got beaten in. And then most of that defeat came at home. And then this is another opportunity for the Super Falcons to redeem themselves because the qualification for Paris 2024 is just here around the corner, Olympics. So now, the fact that players are not in camp, it's worrisome.
Just 14 players?
Just 14 players. It's very, very, very worrisome for fans and other team members so that, that are on the ground, what happens if this person doesn't come? We are expecting all of them to actually be around. Today's Wednesday. We're expecting the camp and then the whole squad to be around. So it's actually going to be, so much if these players don't come because I don't see how the Super Falcons are going to get through, through this first leg with just 14 players and then planning to go into South Africa to go play and then win to qualify. There's no magic, there's no how all of that can play out because you can't just have 11 players on the pitch and then have 3 on the bench. Who is going to do the job? And then we don't even know if those other players are coming, but we are hoping that they come. And the Bayana ladies are actually, in high spirits, given the fact of the recent results that they've gotten against the Super Falcons. So now we are not expecting them to have the same kind of result, but with this report reaching us that we only have 14 players in camp, it's actually not, welcoming at all.
Let's look at injury worries. Already one player's out and already replaced. But how scary is this? Because we know that during trainings, injury can crop up
even warm-ups. Yes.
So even during warm-ups. Are we saying in during warm-ups, if 2 players crop injury, then we're done for?
Like then, if
is this showing the commitment of players or the coaching or the NFF or more?
And probably that's actually, I think there is more to this because one, I think the players are committed, but the thing is, is NFF committed, is the government committed to paying these ladies, these athletes, their bonuses when they come up, leave their club side, come to represent the country and play. I always make mention of athletes and players being appreciated because if you don't appreciate them, this is the result you will get. They won't come for it, or even if they come, they will just come for coming sake and then not give their all. So at this point now, I'm just saying that the government, the Minister of Sports, the NFF, they should all commit because like my people will say, when left hand wash right, the right washes the left. So that's just what it is. They need to come back and, support these guys. So whenever they are being called upon, they are going to come happily and then to give their best.
All right, one good turn deserves another is in my own language, describing what he just said now. All right, still talking sport, let's still talking football. One star who has been in the making for long is deciding he's going to stay put in the Dutch league. Let's let you know that Akpom insists on Ajax stay amid EPL interest following reports that several English Premier League clubs are interested in his service. Let's say the Nigerian striker Chuba Akpom has insisted he will love to remain with Ajax for at least another season. Barely a year after they left he left England for the Netherlands, Akpom has been linked with a return with several unnamed clubs said to be interested in his services. Akpom had an excellent 2022-2023 season with Middlesbrough, where he scored an impressive 28 league goals from 38 matches and almost guided them back to the Premier League. He went on to become one of the most sought after strikers in Europe, but eventually joined Ajax for a fee believed to be in the region of 12 million euros. After a difficult start in Amsterdam, Akpom has shown glimpses of his brilliance, netting 13 goals in 30 appearances across all competition. The 28-year-old start is even more impressive considering the fact that he started only 8 of those 30 matches. His impressive form has seen him being linked with a move away from the club, and according to Ajax fanatics, several unnamed Premier League clubs are keen on taking him back to England ahead of next season. All right, let's look at Akpom. He started from Arsenal and didn't quite fulfill his potentials in Arsenal. He had to move to Middlesbrough, and now he is in the Netherlands. What's your expectations for this man, and do you see him breaking forth into the Nigerian team somewhere along the line?
Hopefully, you know, I see him breaking forth into the Nigerian team along the line. But about Chuba Akpom, he has found his feet in Ajax, right? He's happy in Ajax, and then he has it going well for him there. So I don't think he's willing. He wants to like make that switch right now. I think he feels this is not the best time. Even if that switch will happen for him coming to play in the English side, it's going to happen, but it's not something that's going to happen recently or this recent, because at this point now, he's happy, he's confident, he has built himself, and it's going well for him in Ajax. So I think he's just want to stay there for a little more and then maybe increase his value. So when he's living there, he's going to be living, at a high level, and then the value for him or any team that will be coming to get him is also going to be high, so that, at the end of the day, he's going to have something to, go away with, and then has an impact that he would have lived, like basically having a legacy for Ajax.
All right, let's wish Chuba Akpom the very best. But do you see him making it to the Super Eagles somewhere?
At the pace which is going, and if he continues like this, I see him getting into the Super Eagles. It's just if the coach, whoever he would be, would want to invite him to come join, the Super Eagles.
All right, let's move on to other talking points. We've got Eagles flying high in Watford. Let's let you know that Super Eagles forward Emmanuel Dennis may have been inspired by popular singer Madonna, who once said, "No matter who you are, no matter what you did, no matter where you come from, you can always change and become a better version of yourself." Since swapping Istanbul Başakşehir for Watford following an unsuccessful loan spell in Turkey last January, Dennis has found a new lease of life back in England. The Nigerian is currently on loan at Championship outfit for parent club Nottingham Forest, and seems to have rediscovered his scoring touch after a tough start to the season. The former Club Brugge forward initially completed a loan move to Turkey's side Istanbul Başakşehir in September 2023, but Forest terminated the move in January after the player made just 8 appearances with no goal involvement. Since returning to Watford, the Nigerian attacker has found the back of the net 4 times in 6 starts and is enjoying his football again with the EFL Championship side. So how important is it to be comfortable in the team you are so that you can deliver the goods rather than being a big team and you cannot deliver the goods?
It's just so super important that you're just where you are very, very comfortable. As a player, as an individual, generally, if you're not happy in a place, there's no how you're going to be productive, So I'm happy for Dennis. He has found his fitting at Watford. It's a dream of every player to be in Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City, PSG, in all of those big clubs. But the thing is, if you go there, can you cope with the challenges that come with that club? Can you cope with the the hype, you come in there now, a lot of persons now are looking out for you, so a lot of results are going to be expected. So have you built yourself to handle all of that and also perform at that level that that club is performing? If no is the answer, then it's best to just remain in a small team where you can, play, reach your potential at the level that you are in, get paid, which is very important, and then, leave a legacy that, okay, if someone else is coming, you would want to, like, okay, live up to their expectation that you have placed in that particular club. So, as I said, a lot of players want to be in big teams, but a lot of players are not built to do what is meant to be done in a big team. So I think Dennis being in Watford now, championship side, obviously it's a championship side. It's not a Division 1 or Division 2 Division 1 or Division 2 league that he's playing in. So Watford is a big team, and then if they win the championship and get too far in the league, they can even find their way into the Premiership in the next season. So Watford is good for him at this point. So he just needs to work more on himself and then see how he can get elevated to other big clubs.
All right, still talking about Emmanuel Dennis, at the point here, he had call-ups to the Super Eagles, I think 3 or 4 times. Yes, he had scored 1 or 2 goals, but have not quite, delivered the goods to stake a claim for
a jersey.
A jersey as one of the top strikers of the Super Eagles. Do you think such a player deserves a call-up as a way to inspire him to do more?
The Super Eagles now, it's very, very competitive. We have lots of strikers, lots of good strikers that are like doing so well. So you coming to the Super Eagles now, you're coming with everything to fight for a place, because nobody is wanting to give up his place. If you get called upon, that means you're definitely doing something right where you are. That's why you're being called upon. But now, we have top strikers. We have Victor Osimhen. We have Daniel Awoniyi. We have a lot of them. We have Tony Murphy and co. All of them are actually doing so well in their club side, scoring goals on almost every match. So if you're being called upon now, you know that, okay, this place I'm actually coming to, there are people that are actually doing well already. So what are you bringing to the table?
That's different.
That's different. What are you bringing to the table that is different? If you don't have anything that you're bringing, obviously you won't be called upon. If your work ethics in your club side is not, good enough, if you're not starting at least, in like 10 matches, if you're not starting like 8, that means, there is nothing much you're doing over there. So the Super Eagles wouldn't be looking for a liability. What we need currently now is an access, because of the team now is, looking for a new coach, and then we need a new coach who is going to help us rebuild and then take us to that championship level that we once were. And if a player would be called upon, obviously you're being called upon to come and perform and not just come and sit on the bench. Yeah.
All right, in case you're just joining us, you're watching Talk Sports on Global Television. It's Odi and Anthony giving you the big stories and making the rounds in the exciting world of sport. We'll go for a very quick break. When we return from the break, Talk Sport continues. Stay with us. Okay, we got Odi laughing because the producer seemed to only know one word. All right, let's give you more stories as regards things making the rounds. Just like Emmanuel Dennis was inspired by the popular singer Madonna, who once said, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter where you come from, you can always change and become a better version of yourself. And I hope that sinks down. All right, let's move on to other talking points in terms of the big stories making the rounds. And it looks like we're likely to take you to Old Trafford, where some big stories are coming out. But Odi, I don't know if Odi has some talking points you want to share with us, as in some stories making the rounds.
Yes, about the top stories, Guardiola was asked if he would be, what is his wish for the matchup between Manchester United and Liverpool, and then he said he's supporting Manchester United. So how would he say something like that? Because I really don't understand how you'll be supporting your rival. I know he was throwing shade, and then that's just something Guardiola does.
He wants to support Man U to beat Liverpool for him.
And then make the job easy for him, right? Yeah, probably. Maybe that's the angle he's looking at.
I'm looking at the red side of Manchester. We'd rather lose, allow Liverpool beat them than allow the blue side of Manchester win the trophy again. All right, we're still talking United story. We've got the story that says Manchester United are upsetting other clubs with their arrogant approaches for new staff. When they say arrogant, are they just being jealous that Jim Ratcliffe's new regime is poised to snare, Southampton's Jason Wilcock, the Manchester United's Gongo recruitment drive under Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos is angering other Premier League and Championship clubs, according to reports. Let's just let you know that the Red Devils have been on a mad dash for new top-level personnel since Ratcliffe's investment in the club was announced on Boxing Day, for instance, with British billionaires securing 27.7% stake in United. Omar Barada was the first stock announcement of Ratcliffe's reign after deciding to leave rivals Manchester City to become United's new chief executive. Then we also have Dan Ashworth was the next high-profile target and has subsequently been placed on gardening leave by Newcastle after he revealed ambitions to move to Old Trafford. Mail Sport revealed in recent days that a formal approach has now been made for Southampton's director, Jason Wilcox, despite Erik ten Hag's future past this summer yet to be decided. For you, looking at, would you say Manchester United, aside angering other clubs with their bold approaches, are they making the right calls? Because when people come from Man City to be your new chief executive, that means you're picking top heads in the biggest teams. Because anybody in Man City right now is being considered as very good or has a role to have played for the treble they won last season and for making Pep Guardiola also come out good.
Yes, I think that's one of the reasons why Pep Guardiola was throwing shades at Manchester United, given the fact that they are poaching, technical advisors, and all the administrative staffs, top administrative staffs. So I think it's like that's part of the reason why he threw that shade. So I feel at this point right now, Manchester United are rebuilding, and now they don't care who they get or how they get the person. If you have the access and then they see, Jamie Ratcliffe says that, okay, me bringing you to my team, you're going to, give me the same level of, commitment you're giving your former team. Jamie Ratcliffe at this point now is not looking like he's scared of spending the money, because if you're going for top executives, obviously your bag should be long, and then you should be ready to let a few millions out of the bag. So what he's doing right now, poaching someone from a team that is already established to another team, obviously that's going to cost him money. And him doing that is because he's trying to spend the money so he can rebuild Manchester United so there can be that contending team that they once were. Poaching executives from big clubs are just it's just upsetting for those clubs, but he didn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants to get it right.
Would that be a guarantee of success for Manchester United?
Not totally, because if it's two ways actually. Because if you get it right with the management team, with the administrative team, then they are going to sit down and then see the qualities that they have. See, at this point now, Eric's job is actually on the line, because these executives you're bringing up might say, no, Eric is a problem.
They're going to have their own idea of
of who
the coach should be.
Yes, or who the coach should be. So now Eric's job is actually, on the line. Earlier, a few weeks ago, it looked as if, okay, he's now safe, he's not going anywhere. But with these changes happening, his job is on the line, obviously. Then if he scales through this phase, that means, there is something, they are just going to give him a tryout, probably to the early of the next season if he doesn't perform, or probably to the end of this season to see where he finishes on the table and then give him a chance. But if he doesn't perform well again, I think this match coming up with Liverpool is on that setup, is a setup for him, because this is part of what those executives would use to judge him and see if he's actually going to remain or not. I think it's going to be part of the reasons why they would judge the man.
All right, Odi has already told us, Guardiola will be hoping the Red Devils can repeat the heroics of their FA Cup cup win from last month when United put pay to Liverpool's quadruple hopes by dumping them out of the competition. Meanwhile, Pep's Man City meanwhile, but will the ball be on the floor? That's one talking point. Is one talking point we'll be looking at. And let's move on to other talking points in the news in the world of sport, and see what this tells us as regards big stories making the rounds in the world of sport. Let's just a quick one. We're talking about Liverpool now. It's no longer a secret that Jurgen Klopp will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season.
Yeah.
One player was talking about how the team felt when Liverpool was announced to the players at the dressing room. Trent Alexander-Arnold reviewed how much speech from one Liverpool star inspired the team to fulfill their dreams and give Jurgen Klopp the best send-off.
Yeah.
How do you see that playing out? Do you think that's one of the driving force for the Liverpool team? Just like we saw in Barcelona, once Xavi said he was leaving, the players seemed to want to play and win him.
Yes. Jurgen Klopp has been in Liverpool for 9 years now. So, and then they've won numerous trophies. So helping him win more trophies for the club is actually like a good send-off for him, because he has devoted his time. He has rebuilt Liverpool from, for the past 9 years to the level that they are now, And Liverpool have this mindset of, having this kind of community football kind of mentality, which is starting all the way from scratch. And then that was what they've done for the past 9 years. And Jurgen Klopp has been there helping the team rebuild. So they feel, okay, if this man is leaving us at this point, after all this work that he has done, we putting in all on the line and then performing our best night in and night out, it's going to be the best send-off for him. I feel that that's enough thank you for the job that he has done for the club, and then the way he has been able to bring up these players to grow and mature in the aspects at which they are playing. So Alexander-Arnold saying that they are doing this for him, it's actually a good thing, because for them to be able to do this for him, that means it shows that they are appreciative of the work that he has done all these years for Liverpool and for them as players.
All right, we'll be looking keenly who is likely to take over the reins in Liverpool. Let's just stick with Liverpool in terms of who takes over from Klopp. Now we know that Alonso is out of the way. We know that Roberto De Zerbi is one of the contenders. Then Omicron, that's the Sporting Lisbon coach, is
Robin.
also, mooted. For you, which of these coaches should be the best fit for Liverpool in terms of someone who knows the EPL and someone who can continue the playing pattern of Liverpool?
Xavi Alonso declared that he's staying with Bayer Leverkusen. Xavi, the coach of Barcelona, has said he's resigning, and then the players are coming all out for him. Now, Sporting Lisbon coach, that is Ruben, is being the forefront person to take the job in Barcelona. I don't see how that playing out, but we'll see how that unfolds. And then Xavi now doesn't have any formal so much formal knowledge about how football works in the EPL because he played almost all his career in Barcelona. And
no, he's doing great with Brighton.
Xavi?
Okay, oh, Xavi. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Xavi is actually, he's doing well with Barcelona, which was his club. So I don't know how he's going to fit into the process of how, football is being played in the Premiership. So I'm thinking maybe Liverpool should start considering Thomas Tuchel, who has been with Chelsea, and then see how they can, maybe poach him and then bring him for him to pick up the job in Liverpool because he is experienced. He has been with Chelsea for 3 to 4 seasons, and then they were able to win some trophies during his stay there. So I'm just, expecting that maybe Liverpool will start looking for someone that knows how football works in Premier League and then get the person, because getting coaches from different angle totally, I don't see, and coming to a club like Liverpool, it's going to, shatter the whole work that Jurgen Klopp has done for the past 9 years.
All right, Jurgen Klopp, we're wishing him the very best, and we'll definitely be missing him. Let's talk about the man, CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo is in the news this morning. Let's say that Cristiano Ronaldo has netted first half hat tricks, including 2 free kicks, as Al Nassr trash Abba 8-0 in Saudi Pro League. Cristiano Ronaldo continued his rich vein of form for Al Nassr by sweeping home a first hat trick against Abba, including 2 amazing free kicks. The Portuguese icon already tops the goal scoring chart in the Saudi Pro League, and on Tuesday night he made it back-to-back hat-tricks for his side, the latest of which being the 65th treble of his career. Ronaldo opened the scoring in the 11th minute with a low-driven free kick and doubled the lead 10 minutes later with another set-piece stunner. This time, the 39-year-old went with a coiled finish, giving the Abba goalie Cyprian Tatarusanu no chance. He saved perhaps the best of the half for the last, though, as he found himself 1-on-1 with Tatarusanu. Oh, that name is tongue twisting. They completed his hat-trick with an outrageous dinked finish, and that's Cristiano Ronaldo for you, something amazing. Meanwhile, Barcelona, we'll be moving on to Barcelona, but let's look at it. The last goal was outrageous dinked finish where you hit the ball and it's Ronaldo still Ronaldo.
Obviously, Ronaldo is still Ronaldo. This is his best season ever. He's 39 years of age and he still plays as if he's in his 20s. And he's even set to actually make if he gets to win the Golden Boot in this Pro League. Now he's setting a record that history is being made. He has won Golden Boots in all four leagues. He has gotten it in the EPL, gotten it in the Championship, gotten it in La Liga, and now if he gets it in the Saudi Pro League, that's the 4th Golden Boot in different leagues. Ronaldo is a living legend already at 39, performing at this level. That's why the battle is still going to be on between Ronaldo and Messi, who is the greatest, because Ronaldo has gone all around and then he has made it happen. He has proven that, yes, I can do this anywhere you send me to. So Ronaldo is still Ronaldo. He still scores goals at will and tours with goalkeepers, So I'm just excited for him, always excited for him. Ronaldo is the GOAT.
All right, Ronaldo is a GOAT. I hear that last line. It depends on what GOAT means to you.
Greatest of all time.
No, all right, so that's Ronaldo, no doubt. One of the greatest players ever. He's super amazing, put in the hard work and gets the results done. But not as much. It's not as I guess someone who is so talented like Messi doesn't have to put in as much work as Ronaldo. So that's where the difference is. But let's take it to Spain. They say when it rains in Spain, it pours. Yes, the story is pouring. As Barcelona race to appoint Ruben Amorim after Xavi Alonso's decision to remain at Bayer Leverkusen, with sporting boards emerging as the leading choice for several major European clubs. Barcelona are reportedly stepping up their attempts to appoint Ruben Amorim to succeed Xavi this summer. The Spaniard is said to leave the new camp after 2.5 years in the role, with the Barcelona icons sensationally announcing his intention to step down in January amid a difficult run of form. Several other clubs across the continent are also on the lookout for a new manager this summer, with vacancies already confirmed at Liverpool and Bayern Munich, while many others major sides may be looking to switch things in the dugout. Meanwhile, Bayer Leverkusen boss Xavi Alonso had been seen as several teams' #1 target after his stunning work in Germany, but the former Spain midfielder announced his intention to stay in his role for next season on Friday. All right, let's look at Barcelona. This man, Amorim, is the man likely to take over from Xavi. Do you think Barcelona is being too hasty to want to do away with Xavi? Even if Xavi says, I want to leave, couldn't the Barcelona hierarchy convince him to stay?
I think
it looks like Xavi, he was good in Saudi Arabia. He came to Spain. Now he has learned his lessons also. Shouldn't next season be a better time for Xavi to, unleash all he has got in store?
Maybe when the Barcelona executives were bringing Xavi all the way from Saudi Arabia, they were expecting
magic.
They were expecting the Xavi Alonso that was a player, but they don't know it's a different ballgame being a player and being a coach. Now you're playing actually from the sideline, not inside. So what he's doing, he tried his best. Maybe it was him having a bad season, and then he wasn't delivering as was expected, because there are some, like I said earlier about big clubs. You can be in a small team and then you're performing well. This then goes for both players and coach. You can be in a big team, in a small team, and then you're performing well. Then all these big teams now would come for you. It's a different ball game. What you're going to expect is totally different from what you're used to. So I guess that was what happened in Xavi's case. Though he didn't deliver all the goods, Barcelona at some point were were losing games, but now they are picking up. The players are are playing well. His tactics now has changed. I feel he wants to just go and then gain more experience, watch from the sideline, and then maybe get more training to be able to, perform well in any team or any club that he's going to find himself at. Like I said, big teams come with a lot of baggages, which if you're not prepared for, those baggage will just suppress you, and then you will look as if you don't know what you're doing. And then it's going to everything that goes wrong is going to fall on you. So I just advise, if they are taking this coach from Ruben Amorim from Sporting Lisbon, if he's someone that can take the job, because Barcelona, is he ready for everything, for the banter and everything that will come along with the job? He needs to ask himself that, because Barcelona is way bigger than Sporting Lisbon. And then, though he's doing well with Sporting Lisbon, but Barcelona is Barca. And then I just, hope he plays out well for him.
All right, that's how much time is going to allow us Talk Sport this morning on Global Television. I want to say a big thank you to my co-anchor, Odi, looking at all the big stories, and we're looking forward to a very exciting time on the local scene where the Nigerian Premier Football League will be going down. And it's Enyimba taking on Kano Pillars. Who are you rooting for?
No, you know.
I don't know. Okay, you want to know. Let's assume I know.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Enyimba.
What's your prediction?
A 2-1 lead.
All right, I'll be rooting for both teams to give us a very good match out there and do the needful. We wish all the teams that will be playing today a very exciting time, and we'll definitely be giving you updates as regards the result of matches in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and also we'll be wishing the Super Falcons all the best ahead of their match on Friday. Good morning, and this is how we'll call it a wrap.